Listen to me before you chase any dream, before you step out into the world trying to prove yourself. You gotta stop and ask one question: who am I? Because if you don't know who you are, anybody out there can tell you who they think you should be, and you'll start believing them. You'll let the world define you. You'll let people's opinions become your reality. You'll start molding yourself to fit in, to keep the peace, to make everybody else comfortable, and one day you'll look in the mirror and not even recognize the person staring back at you. Don't let that happen. You've got to know your own name. I'm not talking about the name on your birth certificate. I'm talking about the name that's tied to your destiny. The name that speaks to who you really are when the crowd is gone, the lights are off, and there's nobody left to impress. Because the truth is this: life will test you, people will test you, and every test you go through is designed to ask you that same question: do you know who you are? When they tell you you're not smart enough, do you know you're brilliant? When they say you're not good enough, do you know your worth? When they try to break you with gossip, lies, betrayal, do you still stand in the truth of who you are? See, I've learned something in this life. Folks will love you when you're doing what they want. They'll clap for you as long as you're dancing to their music. But the second you start moving different, the second you start living by your own code, some of those same folks will turn on you. They'll call you arrogant, selfish, difficult, but listen close. That's because you're stepping into who you were born to be, and not everybody can handle your realness. Your job is not to shrink so people can feel comfortable. Your job is not to water yourself down so you fit into their cup. Your job is to stand tall in your truth, because when you know who you are, you don't chase validation. You don't need everybody to approve of your choices. You don't beg people to stay in your life. You understand that your value doesn't decrease just because someone else couldn't see it. I'm talking about knowing your values, knowing what you stand for, knowing what you will and will not tolerate. You have to decide what matters to you. Is it integrity, loyalty, honesty, discipline, compassion? You've got to name those things. Because when the storms come, and believe me, they will, you'll be tempted to compromise who you are to keep the peace or protect your comfort. But if you know your principles, you'll stand your ground. It's not about being perfect. You'll make mistakes. You'll fall short, we all do, but when you know who you are, you learn from your mistakes instead of letting them define you. You don't let shame become your identity. You rise up wiser and stronger every single time. You also have to know your dreams. Not the dreams they sold you. Not the dream your parents wanted for you. Not the dream society tries to cram down your throat. I'm talking about that deep down fire burning inside you, the thing that keeps you up at night, the vision that makes your heart race. The goal that feels so big it scares you. That dream is yours for a reason. It's tied to who you are. And once you know that, you become unstoppable because you're no longer moving through life on autopilot. You're not floating along hoping something good happens. You're moving with intention, with focus, with clarity. And let me tell you, clarity is power. When you're clear on who you are, you make decisions differently. You don't jump at every opportunity just because it's shiny. You don't say yes to things that drain you. You don't let fear talk you out of your purpose. You know that not everything is meant for you, and that's okay. Because you're focused on your lane, people might not understand you. Let them talk. People might question your choices. Let them wonder. Because at the end of the day, when you lay your head on that pillow, the only person you have to answer to is you. And there's a certain peace that comes when you know you're living true to who you are. So I'm telling you right now, dig deep. Spend time alone if you have to. Reflect, pray, meditate, journal. Do whatever it takes to discover your truth. Because once you know who you are, nobody, and I mean nobody, can break you. Let me talk to the ones who have been through something. The ones who have been broken, abandoned, talked about, lied on, looked over. The ones who had to smile in public while crying in private. The ones who kept showing up when everything in them wanted to quit. I'm talking to you because pain doesn't skip anybody. It doesn't care about your status, your background, your potential. Pain is the one visitor that shows up uninvited and stays longer than you want it to. But hear me clearly, just because pain is a part of your story doesn't mean it has to be your ending. You don't go through what you've been through for nothing. You don't cry those tears just to drown in them. You don't suffer loss, heartbreak, betrayal, rejection, just to sit in the ashes. Pain is not just here to break you. Pain is here to build you, but you gotta make a choice, a conscious choice, because pain has two roads. One will leave you bitter, angry, closed off. The other will make you bolder, wiser, stronger. The first one is easy. Anybody can sit in their wounds. Anybody can blame the world. Anybody can say they did this to me and stay there for years. But it takes strength to look at what hurt you and say, this will not define me. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna rise from this. It takes real courage to turn pain into power. Let me tell you something. The most powerful people you'll ever meet didn't have easy lives. No, they walked through fire. They've been through hell and came back with a testimony. They turned their pain into purpose, and that purpose became their power. See, pain has a strange way of introducing you to yourself. When everything's good, it's easy to be kind, strong, motivated. But when life hits you, when the floor drops beneath you, that's when the truth comes out, and in that truth you find out what you're really made of. So when pain shows up, don't just ask why me, ask what is this trying to teach me, what strength is this trying to pull out of me, because sometimes life will force you to grow in the dark. Sometimes you get planted, not buried, and in that dark season, when you feel alone, misunderstood, overlooked, that's where the roots start to take hold. And when those roots go deep enough, no storm can shake you. Some of y'all don't even realize how strong you are because you've been too busy surviving to stop and see your own resilience. But let me tell you, you made it through things that would have destroyed someone else. You kept moving forward with a heart that was still bleeding. That's not weakness, that's power. Don't dismiss what you've been through. Don't hide it like it's shame. Don't cover it up like it's a stain on your story. Your pain is the proof that you're still here, that you endured. That life hit you, but you're still standing. Use it. Use the heartbreak to love deeper. Use the betrayal to build boundaries. Use the disappointment to sharpen your discernment. Use the rejection to remember your worth, because every scar has a story, and every story has the power to set someone else free. Somebody's healing is waiting on your voice. Somebody's strength is tied to your survival. Somebody needs to see that pain didn't destroy you. It transformed you. So stop hiding your scars. Stop pretending you've never been hurt. Stop wearing that mask like you don't feel pain. You don't have to fake strength anymore. Real power doesn't come from pretending you're okay. It comes from rising even when you're not. It comes from choosing to walk through the fire and come out refined, not ruined. And let me tell you something else, your enemies, your doubters, your haters, they thought your pain was the end of you. They counted you out. They thought you'd fold, quit, break down and disappear. Let that fuel you. Let that be the reason you rise louder, walk taller, fight harder. Let that pain be the gasoline that sets your purpose on fire, because the greatest revenge is not rage. It's not getting even. It's not proving a point. It's elevation. It's peace. It's healing. It's glowing in rooms where they hoped you'd never show up again. So don't run from your pain. Don't suppress it. Don't numb it with distractions. Face it, feel it, and then flip it. Turn it into a testimony. Turn it into a weapon. Turn it into a legacy, because when you learn how to turn pain into power, nothing and no one can ever hold you down again. You can have the talent, you can have the connections, you can have the vision, the ambition, the plan. But if your mind ain't right, none of it will matter, because the battlefield is in your head. It always has been. And if they can get to your mind, they've already got your life. That's why you've got to protect your mindset like it's sacred. Because it is. People will come at you sideways. Circumstances will try to distract you, defeat you, confuse you, exhaust you. And if your mind is unguarded, it'll start to absorb every lie, every insult, every doubt that gets thrown your way. See, they don't even have to break your body if they can break your focus. If they can get inside your head and plant just one seed of fear, of insecurity, of guilt, you'll start sabotaging your own path. You'll hesitate when you should move. You'll settle when you were born to rise. You'll start believing you're not enough, not ready, not worthy. And that's the real tragedy, not that they said it, but that you believed it. Your mindset determines everything. How you wake up, how you walk into rooms, how you respond to failure, how you carry yourself when nobody's clapping. It's not just about thinking positive, it's about thinking powerfully, because every day life is handing you two choices. You can react out of fear or respond with purpose. You can either let your mind be shaped by the noise of the world, or you can train it to stay locked on your calling. But make no mistake, it takes training. It takes discipline. You don't just stumble into a strong mindset. You build it, you protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. Let me ask you something. What are you feeding your mind on a daily basis? What are you letting in? Because you don't become what you want. You become what you consume. You feeding yourself doubt all day long through comparison, through toxic conversations, through people who don't even believe in themselves. That stuff is contagious. It gets in your system like a virus. Some of you are exhausted and confused, not because you're broken, but because you've been listening to too many wrong voices. You've got friends in your ear, family members projecting their fears onto you, strangers on the internet telling you what success should look like, and you've given all of them access. Let me say it plain, not everybody deserves access to your mindset. Some people should never have a key to that space. You've got to put a gate around your peace, around your focus, around your dreams. You've got to learn how to say no, not just to people, but to energy, to drama, to distractions, to anything that tries to pull you off course. Because every time you let chaos into your mind, you're giving it space that should be reserved for vision. Your thoughts are powerful. What you repeat to yourself becomes your belief system, and your belief system controls how you show up in the world. So if you're constantly telling yourself you're not good enough, guess what? You'll never show up as your best. If you're always telling yourself you're too late, too flawed, too far behind, you'll hesitate when it's time to move. You want to win in life? Start by mastering the conversation you have with yourself. When your mind is strong, you stop panicking when plans fall apart. You stop giving up when doors close. You stop folding just because someone doesn't like you, because you realize your worth isn't negotiable. Your value doesn't fluctuate based on someone else's inability to recognize it. And you also stop chasing things that don't align with your purpose. That's what a protected mindset does. It gives you clarity. You don't say yes just to be liked. You don't compromise your values just to be seen. You move with intention. You speak with authority. You walk in rooms like you belong, not because of ego, but because your mindset has been trained to believe what God already said about you. That you're chosen, equipped, worthy, and dangerous when you're focused. But here's the thing, your mindset won't protect itself. That's your job. Every day, you have to choose what you let in and what you keep out. You've got to filter your thoughts the way you filter the people at your front door. If it doesn't bring peace, doesn't build strength, doesn't align with your vision, it doesn't belong. And don't wait until you're in crisis to start protecting your mindset. Build it now, train it now. Because when the storm comes, and it will, it's not your talent that'll carry you. It's not your followers. It's not your resume, it's your mindset, and if that's strong, nothing can break you. Let me tell you something about this life. There will always be people waiting to tell you how to live yours. They'll come with good intentions, with advice, with warnings, with rules. They'll tell you what's safe, what's realistic, what's smart, and some of them mean well. They love you. They want to protect you from pain, from failure, from looking foolish. But sometimes love can be the very thing that holds you back, because the truth is, nobody can see your vision like you can. Nobody can feel that fire burning inside you at 2 a.m. Nobody else hears the whispers calling you towards something bigger, something bolder, something that might not make sense to the world. So you've got to walk your own path, and you've got to walk it relentlessly. See, it's easy to follow the crowd. It's easy to blend in, to stay quiet, to do what's expected. It's easy to pick the safe job, the predictable life, the steady routine, and call it success because everybody claps for you. But I'm here to tell you, you didn't come here to live easy. You didn't come here to live small. If there's something in your gut that keeps pulling at you, don't ignore it just because it scares you. Fear is a sign you're getting close to your calling. The closer you get to who you're meant to be, the louder the fear gets, because your purpose threatens every limitation that's ever been put on you. Walking your own path means some people won't understand you. They'll look at your decisions and say you're crazy. They'll say you're selfish. They'll say you're wasting time. Let them talk, because what they call crazy might just be genius. What they call selfish might be you finally choosing yourself after years of putting everybody else first. People love to label what they don't understand, but that's not your problem. Your problem is whether you're going to let those voices talk you out of your destiny. And hear me, your path might be lonely sometimes. Don't get it twisted. You might walk through seasons where nobody claps, nobody notices, nobody believes. You might feel invisible while you're building. You might feel misunderstood while you're growing. But don't you dare abandon your path just to feel accepted. Don't you shrink yourself so others can stay comfortable. Don't you dim your light because it's too bright for people who have gotten used to darkness. Because the same people questioning you now will be the same ones asking how you did it later. You have to get stubborn about your vision. I mean stubborn, so locked in that when people tell you it's impossible, you smile and keep moving. When they say that's never been done, you say, then I'll be the first. You can't wait for permission. You can't wait for applause. You can't wait for everybody to understand your dream before you pursue it. Because sometimes the confirmation you're looking for will only come after you take the leap. The resources will show up after you move. The right connections will appear after you start. But if you sit around waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect circumstances, the perfect plan, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. Walking your own path means owning your decisions even when they're scary. It means choosing your authenticity over popularity. It means sacrificing comfort for purpose. It means standing up when you'd rather sit down, speaking up when silence would be easier, showing up when nobody expects you to. It means refusing to settle, because you weren't born to just exist. You weren't born to go to work, pay bills, and die. There's more in you. There's territory only you can claim. There are lives only you can touch. There's a mark you're supposed to leave on this earth. But you'll never leave that mark if you're too busy following everybody else's footprints. So walk your own path, blaze your own trail, make mistakes, fall down, get back up, learn, grow, and keep moving. Because the world doesn't need another copy, it needs you, the real you, the one with the weird ideas, the big dreams, the bold voice. The one who refuses to live behind a mask. You've got to want your purpose more than you want approval. You've got to want your vision more than you want comfort. You've got to want the truth of who you are more than you want to be liked. Because in the end, the only footsteps that matter are the ones you leave behind on the road you chose for yourself. So keep walking, keep pushing, keep building, and don't you ever apologize for the path you're called to walk. So hear me one last time. This world will try to tell you who you are. It'll try to tell you what you're worth. It'll try to decide how far you get to go, but don't you let them break you. Know who you are. Stand in it. Own it. Let it become your foundation when the storms hit. Turn your pain into power. Don't waste your suffering. Let it build you, not bury you. Let it turn your scars into stories and your wounds into wisdom. Protect your mindset like your life depends on it, because it does. Guard it from the noise, from the critics, from anything that tries to plant seeds of doubt where faith should be growing. And walk your own path relentlessly, even if you're the only one on it, even when they laugh, when they doubt, when they talk behind your back. Keep going. Because your calling is yours and yours alone. You are stronger than you know, wiser than you think, and more necessary to this world than you could ever imagine. So I'm telling you right now, keep standing, keep believing, keep moving, because they might try, but they can't break you.